All right, whatever. We're live on YouTube. Welcome back, everybody, to another live stream. I'm your host, Roy Dunya, co-founder of ChartAddicts. This is the Monday Market Outlook. The purpose of these streams is to, number one, show you how I trade. I'm going to bring you guys along and let you watch me trade live. You guys can see my strategy. You guys can ask questions in real time, and you guys can verify that the strategy works because it's live. And so if it's not working, it's going to be pretty quick to find out. Great to have you guys here. Again, I'm your host, Roy Dunya, co-founder of ChartAddicts. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. Three things we'll cover on this stream. We're going to do market news. I'm going to give some brief overviews of the three biggest topics that are happening that could impact markets. Obviously, the war between Israel and Hamas is starting to pick up, and we really need to keep our eye on that for any destabilization that may occur in the Middle East. We also have some tensions starting to rise in Europe between Russia and Ukraine. And then the third piece is American instability. So we no longer have a Speaker of the House. We're sort of in a transition period. And the Speaker of the House, this is going to decide the policy between now and the election. So if we have somebody who's going to approve all of these backdoor Ukrainian funding deals, this is going to further exacerbate the amount of money that's being pumped into Ukraine. That's going to diminish any progress that we hope to have here in the United States. And it's going to make it a very rough election year. So I'm going to cover those three big topics, and obviously we'll be trading live. Bobby, I appreciate you for stepping up and giving me the right answer. Everybody else, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. All right, I'm done babying everybody. If you're not making money, sucks to suck, stay broke. That's my take. If you're tired of being broke, take out a pen, take out a piece of paper, and when I ask a question, answer it so that you make sure that you know. All right. Once you start making money, you want to tell me to fuck off. You want to tell me, Roy, I don't have to take notes. Fine. Show me your P&L and we can have that discussion. Until then, this is just the way it's got to be. All right. Ladies and gents, welcome. If this is your first time on stream, welcome back. If you're coming back, this is a very, very easy trade. I just don't know what else to tell you guys. The majority of my streams are waiting for price to get to a specific entry. And so because the market has, quote unquote, already moved, we're going to have to wait another, I would say, 20 to 30 minutes for the market to make it back down here. Ideally, in order for this trade to really be high probability, I'd like to see a break above this. I'd like to see this thing pump over the next 20 minutes, clear the previous area of local structure, this previous local high, break the swing high, come back in for a much better entry. And this is where we can get the full move. So no matter what happens, do not chase. I don't care about the break and retest here. I only want this 14,911 entry. Okay? Any questions? Put a 1 in the chat if everybody is clear about what we are looking for. And matter of fact, if you're on YouTube, give me one step extra and just type out a quick 1 sentence letting us know what we're looking for based on the explanation that I just gave. Okay, for my advanced folks, let's take a look at that pre-session consolidation. So let's look at this. We got the lows, we have the highs. So ideally, I'd like to see the market come back down to the lows of this range, and it might even break below it. It might even break just slightly below it, and that's the 911 range that we're looking for. So 911 is down here, or not, just call it 910, just in bad taste. This is what I'm looking for today. Now, the market could come in about halfway into this range and then flip back up. Personally, I want to see either a retest at the bottom of the range or I want to see a break below it. Is everybody clear about what we're looking for? It's the same shit every day. It's the heartbeat pattern. You guys know this. This is my strat. Okay, we got the consolidation. We got the fake down. We got the fake up. And then we have the trend over here. Well, technically here, we even had that fake down. The fake down, fake up. And I think that this is going to be the market open move. Not the market open move, but the move that comes in next. So everyone knows that when we're looking at a consolidation range like this, the bottom of the range is considered the discount. This is where all the buying, I want to say institutional buying volume is. The object tree is moved. What the? Okay, the top of the range is going to be a selling zone. So if the market comes back in and retests smaller time frame, a lot of selling liquidity will be here. The issue is that most retail traders are buying above the range and selling below. So everybody who's buying right now, they're going to find themselves getting crushed by that retracement. And then as the market breaks out, everybody who's selling down here is going to get crushed on the move back in. Is this starting to make sense? All right. Just a little context there for some of my more advanced folks, and this is something that we talk about regularly. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the like button. Why not? Right? It's going to kill you. It'll fucking catch on fire if you hit the like button. A guy's in suit's going to jump up from under your desk, come and arrest you if you hit the like button. No. Smash that like button. Okay, let me see. They're going to trap the early buyers to head back down to the 886 and take out those stops and grab liquidity only to continue the uptrend whipsaw. Noah, somebody get me a fucking tissue. Somebody. I got a tear in my eye. I don't know if you guys can see it. A little tear right there. I like that. It could have been the blunt I smoked before this call. I don't know, right? I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Who am I? I'm joking. I did not smoke a blunt. I just got back from the gym. All right. Good morning, everybody. If this is your first time on a stream, you're going to notice I chat a lot of shit, but I make up for it because I'm literally giving away free money with a proven and tested strategy that took me years and years to learn, thousands of hours on the charts to get down, and thousands of dollars in failed accounts, challenges, and everything in between to get this down. So I'm going to make up for a lot of the bullshit that I just spew out here, even though it's not bullshit. There's a ton of value in here if you really pay attention, but I'm going to intermittently provide an unbelievable amount of value through the ideas that I present and through just me live trading in front of you. Roy, if the strategy is so valuable, why would you give it away for free? Because I could give this away for free like I've done this is stream number 119. And only because I can't even count this high. I probably lost track at some point and started misnumbering, right? Probably been way more than 119. But I've been doing this for so long and people still ain't making money. Not because the strategy doesn't work, but the implementation of the strategy is more important than the knowledge itself. This is why the NASDAQ course that we have, the live class, November 5th through the 8th, the live class that I use to teach my strategy, word for word, step by step. We have about 20% of folks that go out and immediately start seeing results. We have about 50% of the people that start seeing results, but they're having trouble staying consistent. And then we have people that are just unable to be consistent in the first place. Okay, so once you learn something, once you guys see me do it, there's another step where you have to really understand the mechanics of what I'm teaching. And then you have to go and implement that for yourself. And then you have to wake up 3 weeks from now and not be like, oh, but I lost my job, or my girl left me, or I'm arguing with my dog, and that's why I lost these trades, and that's why I blew my challenge. That's the thing that's going to make or break you as a trader. So I'm going to show you exactly how I trade on these calls. It's your job, and it's your imperative to take this information, really in-depth understand the mechanics behind these actions, and then turn that into a strategy that you can understand and use practically every single week to make consistent money. It says, good fucking morning. Turkey, Navy, space. Good morning. Smash the like button, people. I'm about to jump through the screen and fight everybody on YouTube if you guys don't hit the like button. Okay, let's talk about Forex news. This is not really Forex news, but just news in general. I want to talk about CPI. So let's actually go to Fred. They're going to say Fred again, aren't they? Oh, Fred Warner shows up before Fred again? What is happening in society today? And then the St. Louis Fed doesn't even show up. This is why it's like, okay, why are we all listening to Yahoo Finance and CNBC and Bloomberg and fucking, who am I going to shit on this morning? No, that's about it. Those are the top 3 culprits, okay? We're all watching them for information on how to navigate the economy. The information's right here. I just looked up Fred. We got a fucking football player, a phenomenal DJ, and like a comedian. Right? What the fuck is going on? We're in the middle of a recession, technically. They said Roy.official. Great to see y'all. All right, let's look at CPI reports, and then let's do Palestine, Israel updates. Now, before we get started, I know this is a very serious topic, and I know that I have a tendency to make light of almost everything. This is one of those topics where I'm not going to be making light of. I have tons of respect for I grew up in Lebanon, in case you guys don't know. We were invaded by Israel in 07, 08. I understand growing up in that environment, having bombs drop, having constant fear, having to get evacuated. I understand these things very well. And so I'm not going to make light of that topic at all. It's a shame to see what's happening over there. It's a shame for all the innocent lives that are lost. And this is not a place for you guys to, if there's any bullshit happening in the chats, if there's any bullshit happening on YouTube in the comments, you will get kicked without questions, without interaction. It's that simple. Understood? Everybody on the same page? Okay, beautiful. With that being said, I'm going to be talking about the conflict from, number one, a geopolitical perspective. It's important for everyone to have an idea and an understanding of the timeline and the current updates of what's going on. But also I want to attack things from a financial perspective. How is this going to affect global markets? Where's the money going to flow? And if you guys understand my perspective on global money flows, my saying is FTM, follow the money. If you know that the money is leaving the dollar, where is it ending up? Is it in crypto? Is it in stocks? And that's going to give you your perspective on where the money is headed. What are the mindsets and the incentives of the people moving money right now? And that's how you can make the most out of these big moves. So we'll talk about that as well. 2 days ago, how am I going to look up news stories and it's going to give me shit from 2 days ago? Like, what the fuck is Google? This is why ChatGPT is going to wipe the fucking dust with Google. This is the stupidest search engine I've ever seen in my life. Or they're just purposely trying to push a narrative and they're feeding me news articles that are specifically going to get me to think a certain way. Who knows? Okay, let's take a look at these. Any update on U30? What the fuck do we have on U30? This fib is beyond accurate at the moment, so I'm going to stick with this. Karan, it's good to see you, my bro. Hope you're doing good, man. I got the whole, bro, I got my dream team on here. I got Karan, I got Mo, I got Linda, I got Gabe, I got Roman, I got Two Step, I got Bobby, I got James, Noah, yo, Gali, Josh, Max, Jacob, Bianca. Holy shit. I got Ann Bryce. Yo, this is my fucking starting lineup right here, bro. Yo, son. Gali, are you seeing this, bro? Yo, son. Yeah, I would bet my entire life on this team right here. These guys, every name I just said is going to be wildly successful. Okay, this is my fucking dream team. This is why we stopped letting everybody into ChartAddicts. Why we closed the doors. Okay, because I wanted a sniper team like this. This is the SEALs Team 6. This is Green Berets. What was the movie with Ice-T? Not Ice-T. Mr. T? The guy with the gold chains and the mohawk. Somebody tell me what that movie's called. Fuck. Why am I tripping? Is it a show? I'm too young for that. I don't know. Someone knows. Any update on US 30? Okay, let's take a look at this. This is actually very easy. Okay, just look at structure. I'm going to do this in 30 seconds. You guys will notice I spend most time chatting shit. I'm just going to give you the answer to the test. Okay, here's the previous high. We've clearly broken above the previous high. What happens after is a retest. And so we've kind of broken through the high, done the retest, and we've formed a double bottom. Personally, I'm not a big fan. Okay, I'm not a big fan of this. I'd much rather see a deeper retracement back inside the range and then a continuation. How do I measure this? Fib top to bottom. Don't blink when I do this because I'm going to give you the entry and shit. So it looks like we've already hit the entry, which is the 61. Okay, we broke above the highs, came back into retest, and we've made higher lows. So now we'll just look at this local structure here. Let's go into the 1 hour. You see this consolidation range? We're going to mark off the discounts and premiums of this consolidation range right here. Okay, so even if we're bullish, we now know that we are at the very top of the range. So what I would like to see personally is a retracement back down to the bottom for that continuation. Okay, so that would look like this. Let me get an extension level out here for my target. Boom, boom, boom. It's a cool little 2-to-1. It's a cool little 2-to-1. Not bad. Okay. So personally, I'm bullish. So there's two ways that this one could play out. We either just make the retracement from here, or we actually push a little bit higher and then come in for the retracement, which I would prefer. Once the market has broken out of an area of structure, it's already proven that buyers have control. The only thing that we're looking for after is a higher low confirmation. And so once the market's broken out, then all we need is a retracement back to a discount and we can take the market higher. For now, I just want to see this thing pull back to 33,650. Okay. Let me do gold as well. Holy shit, gold popped off. Damn. Where was this? Well, it's getting ready for shorts here. Higher highs and higher lows, baby. That shit never fails. Never, ever fails. Huh. Very interesting. So I say stick to one pair. My here. What the fuck is this beeping? Give me a second, people. Well, what was that? That was a fucking explosive or something. It just started beeping faster and faster. All right, look. Let me see what's going on here. Why don't you trade NASDAQ futures? Marcos, I get that question a lot. Why don't I trade futures? It's the same reason why I don't tap dance. It's the same reason why I don't opera sing. Well, actually, no, that's not the same reason. I couldn't opera sing if I wanted to. It's the same reason I don't, pottery weave on the weekends. The movie is called The A-Team. Yo, God bless you guys. Man, what would I do without y'all? I'm out here fucking, that was going to bug me for the rest of the day. I obviously could have just looked it up on Google. Been like, Mr. T, I Pity the Fool, movie, fighting, guns. And then Google would have done the rest. Okay. So we rejected the 88.6 on gold. We're still technically sitting here at the 78. This whole area here is a massive sell zone. All right, so I would say that this is the accumulation phase prior to this massive dump. We had an accumulation here. We had a fake to one direction, a push to the opposite direction, and now the price is all the way back up at the top of that consolidation. So really, it's buys at the bottom, sells at the top. So personally, I'd like to see a double top here at 1932 for shorts, or I'd like to see a retest of 1900 for longs. Let's get into the smaller time frame and see if we can find something a bit more specific. Okay, so let's look at some smaller time frame structure. And somebody keep an eye on NASDAQ for me. Matter of fact, let me put an alert here so we don't miss this. Oh no, Roy, the market is leaving without us. Oh no. Ha. 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 That's what I say to all the new traders. That's what I say to all the baby pips traders. No, Roy, the market left. Roy, we're going to miss the trade. We missed the trade. Ha. That's all I got to say. So all my traders know, all the ChartAddicts members know that it's premature to enter the market, especially as it's moving. When price is in momentum, you want to wait for retracements, never chase. So it's better to miss a trade than chase a trade. But first, there's no such thing as missing a trade. It wasn't yours. It's like missing your keys. It's like, it wasn't your fucking market to miss in the first place. If you missed it, it's because you literally chose not to get in. So that's one thing. The second thing is, I'm waiting for my 88.6 entry, which might not come now, but will come later in the session. So I'll add an alert. I'll put it about 20 points above my intended price. Let's call it 19. Should I even do 1950 here? My alert is set, so now I can comfortably walk away. Not walk away, but I can comfortably look at another pair while that loads up. Okay, let's look at the higher time frame here, or the smaller time frame, on 1 hour here. We found our zones on the higher time frame, but now we've scaled down to the 1 hour to find more local structure that we can day trade from. Bro, where's all my tools? Okay. So here's the most recent floor that was formed. That's our swing low. That's our swing high. Everything is a box, people. If you guys have taken the NASDAQ bootcamp, you're welcome. If you guys have not taken the NASDAQ bootcamp, oof, you'll figure it out eventually. You're going to look at this, 886. Yeah, I really don't know how to make this any simpler than it already is. I'm out here trying to like find every way to overcomplicate this thing. Then again, I don't trade gold. Take this with a grain of salt. All right. I am a NASDAQ trader primarily, and I overexcel in NASDAQ and Forex, but gold has never been my strong suit. So take this with a grain of salt. But personally, the way I would trade this is I would wait for price to retrace back to those daily lows, not daily lows, but the lows of the day. I would wait for a liquidity grab through, because that hoe will liquidity grab through and take all your monies. It's going to swipe through, snatch your stop loss. Thank you very much. And then smash up in your direction. And so you could even enter below the zone. Okay, here's how I'd look at this. You got about a 4-to-1 with this current trade. You might even have to have a bit of a wider stop. If you enter below the zone, your R&R is only getting better and better. Okay, your take profit 1 is always the top of that range. So just to make this more clear, we have the top of the range at 1932. Let me pin this, move this. 1932 is the top of the range. I could look for shorts here, and I could look for longs down here around the 1910. All right, wait for the liquidity grab, and then you can take the market higher. 1904, I believe, is the best price, but only one way to find out. It's a little bit messier than I would like, personally. Okay, so the yen is still falling. Big surprise. Yen getting ready to make another move here soon. Euro USD is just, we're still sitting at the daily lows here. Maybe we got to pull back eventually. What happened with Bitcoin? Damn. What just happened with Bitcoin? What did I miss? They got manufacturing. No one gives a fuck about manufacturing. What's Harker speaking about? Mortgage Banker Association. No one gives a fuck. CPI, AUD. Nope. Guys, somebody tell me what just happened with Bitcoin. Why am I in November?
There's a rumors spreading about the BlackRock ETF getting approved.
I wonder who spread that one. So Larry Fink is just out there fucking firing off tweets from a fake account. He's like, somebody said I heard from the great.
Yeah, I just saw a tweet from Cointelegraph saying that it was approved, and then it got deleted.
Why don't you call Payola and ask?
Oh,
No, I'm being for real. I'm being dead serious.
are we name dropping?
Brother, the public figure. Just listen on the website. Bro, if I mention a contact that we have and they're a public figure and they advertise themselves as a resource for Cointelegraph or CoinDesk, like, brother, Glenn is on the. You look up.
I think she works for an exchange.
Oh yeah, she does work for. Oh, that was bullish. Oh well, yeah. Let me just go ahead and focus on the news instead. Oh golly, this is why you get paid the big bucks, bro. Okay. GBP NZD details. Brother, I'm sorry I ain't looking at that shit. All right, if you think I'm pulling up a GBP NZD chart, you are out of your mind. ETF approval. Fake news. False ETF approval. An intern tweeted about ETF getting approved. Oh shit. Marksman, what's good, Jay? Good to see you, bro. Noah, I love you, bro. Every time you get on here, you're reminding folks to smash the like button. My guy, you're a real one. He said, bringing tears to my eyes, you're funny. At least somebody gets it. One of you guys got your heads on straight. Two hours ago, CoinDesk. Bitcoin jumps. There's a potential news about crypto. Look, I'll be honest. I'll know when there's an ETF. I have a running bet with a lot of my old coworkers from Merrill Lynch. They told me the ETF wouldn't come for another 4 or 5 years. We have a bet going. They will call, or I will call them. All right. We had a double or nothing bet because I told them if Bitcoin doesn't hit 100,000 in 2021, I would eat my shoe. Now we got pretty fucking close. We hit 70K and then it reversed. And so I had to kind of double or nothing. I was like, all right, it's going to hit 100K in this many years. And they're like, all right, motherfucker. I did move the goalpost, but I'm very positive about that one. I don't know why that spike. I don't know if this spike is going to end up reversing back down. But if we're just going to look at market action here, I see this thing pushing back down to 25 and then pumping. Keep in mind, whenever something pumps, somebody bought it way up here. Let's say Elon Musk. Elon bought a bunch of Bitcoin up here, and he's been sitting in drawdown this whole time. The second this thing pumps above his price and he's up, like, let's say 20 mil or 50 mil or whatever it is, they're going to take some profits every single time. That's why whenever something gets listed on the stock exchange, everybody starts losing their mind and trying to buy it, and then it crashes. Because the founders dump their founder shares as soon as it pumps, because they've been sitting in that drawdown for 10 years building this business. And now is their chance to finally get a payout. So whenever something pumps, do not chase. You are the liquidity at that point. Smart buyers bought down here. Okay? And the smarter buyers bought down here. And the smartest buyers bought down here. If you enter at this current price, you are chasing the market, and you're going to be exit liquidity for all of us that entered early. Exit liquidity being a nice way to say you're going to be the money I need to make, to push this trade. So by watching this stream, ideally you are one step above the crowd, and you are not going to become exit liquidity for the market makers and for people like me. Okay, cool. Please, sir, GBP NZD. Buddy, keep begging. Let's see if that works. FedCon says A-team. FedCon, you're a little bit late, brother. 50 people watching. Shame, shame, shame. All right, let's go look at this. Let's do some updates on the... Okay. So Forex Factory, I actually want to take a quick look at this. Why the hell is there so much news this week? Today is the chillest day out of the whole year. Okay, Naveen, you want GBP NZD? CPI is about to drop later today. That's going to push your pair. Okay, Powell speaking where? Economic Club of New York lunch. Okay. Whatever that means. Harker is speaking Wednesday. We have Waller speaking where? European Economics and Financial Center. Okay. And then Harker is speaking at the Federal Reserve Bank of Philadelphia. That one might be a pretty big change. Weekly unemployment. No one cares. Okay. Those are all these folders for nothing. Oh, core retail sales. That's a big one. And then Canadian CPI. Man, that's the most anticlimactic thing I ever said. I just got on here and my anxiety started pumping. I saw so many folders. He said, fact, get that Harvard head. Get that Harvard head. I don't know what the fuck you are talking about, brother. You just lost me. Why don't you analyze others? Please have a look. Brother, because I don't like begging, right? It's fucking pathetic. You sound pathetic. Stop fucking begging on my stream. That's that simple, right? I love all of you. And I have no issue analyzing anything, but you have to have some level of self-respect when you speak to me. And if you're going to be out here begging and shit, bro, you're not going to get sympathy from me. That's for damn sure. All right, guys, This is not like, I don't know what's happening on the internet and what type of culture has been cultivated and what type of relationship people have with their streamers and all this shit. I do not give a fuck. Be an adult. That's all I ask. When are the You're My Exit liquidity shirts coming? Noah, I told you that we got them. We got 3 shirt ideas hopping in. Baby Pips always gets the smoke. Bryce, it's never going to stop. Let's be honest. Bitcoin ETF is trending on Twitter. Exit liquidity shirts coming soon. Powell going to another Rubenstein sit down and bullish dialogues. I mean, dude, wait, you put it in quotes because it's not actually Rubenstein, right? It's probably somebody else. If it is Rubenstein, I think it's going to be a market mover. I'll be honest with you, dude, that guy has fucking good questions, man. I fucking love his interviews. The most boring shit ever. If you guys ever want to have, like, here's my edge. My edge is I'm willing to listen and watch the most boring shit imaginable, and other people are not. I'll give you an example. There was a talk done in Saudi Arabia in the Emirates recently, between Larry Fink, Ray Dalio, the head of Goldman Sachs, not Reed Solomons. Is it Reed Solomons? Not Reed. The fuck? David Solomons. Who else? We had Larry Fink from BlackRock. It was just the most intense table, and no one fucking watched it. Let's go. I'll go Dalio, Fink, Solomons. I just type them all in. Okay. So it's the Future Investment Initiative, the 5th edition. What do we got? Okay. So the Mubadala Investment Company, one of the largest sovereign funds in the UAE. We have the executive chairman of the Bank of Santander Bank, which is one of the largest commercial banks in the world. We have Ray Dalio, founder and chairman of Bridgewater, and of course, the head of his investment team, Bob Elliott, good friend of ChartAddicts. Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock, one of the most powerful financial institutions in the entire world. Dr. Patrice, founder of the Rainbow Capital. Steve Schwartzman, the founder of Blackstone, and then David Solomon, the CEO of Goldman Sachs. Now, you would think that this would have millions and millions of views, correct? Because it's the most powerful world leaders ever in history speaking about something that will impact the entire world and how they play the chess game. 300,000 views. Now, for reference, my day in the life video, you guys keep in mind, 300,000 views, the most important minds in the world. Let's do ChartAddicts. Let's do just any video. Just for reference, my day in the life vlog video with Raul has about 400,000 views. Okay, just for context. So what that showed me was people are not willing to go and look for the real information, the shit that no one wants to watch. That's where all the money is made. That's where all the knowledge is. You guys stop panicking. I can feel it through the screen. Oh, I missed the trade. I missed the trade. Suck it the fuck up. All right. You also missed all these. You don't see me hosting a fucking wake for it. Okay. I can feel it through the screen. That's why I have to address it. All right. If I couldn't feel it, I wouldn't even be saying nothing. Thanks a lot getting the inspiration from you since following you. What do you say about the DXY, Roy? Sky Blue. I love seeing familiar names on here, yo. I'm talking about knowledge that you provide to people that just start, even the pros. Always keep learning. Love to see it. I got ADHD, people. That's why I'm jumping around. But yeah, I can feel it through the screen of all the people saying they missed a trade. Some of you guys chasing. If you blow an account on a Monday, okay, if you blow an account, if you're out here making stupid decisions on a Monday, that's a serious problem. All right, it's a bigger problem. It's not even a joke, because it's just like you couldn't even let the structure form. You couldn't even wait till Tuesday, one day. Oh my, I'll take a trader, because we have a coaching program here where we work personally with traders to try to boost their performance. I'll take a trader that is very patient I was just talking to George about this. I'll take a trader that takes 2 weeks without taking any trades, being very careful, being very methodical, but maybe they're just not even making money for 2 weeks, versus someone that can't get themselves to stop trading. I'll take student 1 over student 2 any day, because I can help student 1. The person who can't stop trading, we all got a long road ahead of us. Let's do some updates on the Palestinian conflict, and we'll look at this, and then we'll look at CPI and some of those key metrics and get you guys some info. If you have any questions, please make sure to ask. 10 hours ago, not good enough. I need updates, people. The fuck is going on here? Excuse my language. I know I'm trying to stop cursing. I don't know what it is. It's like an automatic mechanism. He said, keep begging is crazy. Yeah, I mean, bro, what do you want? Like, at the end of the day, someone's like, please, please, sir, please, please. It's like, that's the purest definition of begging. Okay, Al Jazeera, slightly biased. I have some family members that work for Al Jazeera. This looks like a historic breakdown. This is not what I need. The roots of the conflict. Why are people focusing on the roots? Can Lebanon's Hezbollah afford to go to war with Israel? This is what I fucking hate. I'm Lebanese. And everybody keeps equating Lebanon with Hezbollah. People having a terrorist cancer, like a cancerous terrorist group at the border of your country is not the same as them being part of your country. This is the problem with Palestine and the Hamas relationship. Everyone's like, oh, but the Palestinians voted Hamas in. But are you all fucking retarded? You don't vote the mob in, right? They walk in with a gun and they say, do something about it. Right? You don't vote the cartel in. They walk in with a bigger gun than the government has, and they say, do something about it. So this whole talk about Hamas and Palestine being one thing, or Lebanon and Hezbollah being one thing, having a cancerous terrorist group associated with your government that's literally killing your citizens, that's literally stopping any inflow of funds coming in, that is a crime. So whenever, I want you guys to do me a favor, whenever you see the Lebanese-backed Hezbollah group, or the Palestinian-backed Hamas, but let these organizations stand on their own as a terrorist coup, because that's what they are. They're an extremist sect of that population. And when you tie them all together and you start killing Palestinians indiscriminately because of Hamas, then you turn Palestinians into Hamas sympathizers. Side note. Okay, can I get some fucking updates? Why is everything like a story? I don't give a fuck. This is why I love Twitter. You just got to get on Twitter because that's where all the news is. We got 9 hours ago, 1 hour ago. I don't trust CNN as far as like, I don't trust any of these. Okay, this looks like there's at least some semblance of news here. Foreign national Palestinians. Of course, there's a paywall. Oh, just ad block. Okay. We're good. Cool. Guys, price will come back on NAS, by the way. If it's not now, it'll be in the second half of the session. We all know that there's multiple parts to every New York session. So just, if you don't know, welcome to the fucking jungle. You will know. Javier Tavares. What's up? And if you guys have any questions, throw them in the chat. Just please make sure they're good questions. And there's no such thing as like a stupid question. But if you're begging, that's a stupid question. If you're being disrespectful, that's a stupid question. Okay, you will get gulagged. But other than that, if you're like, you know, what's a pip, or how do I know it's an uptrend, or if you're asking a genuine question about direction, I swear I'm not going to be a dickhead and I'll actually provide as much value as I can. Most people are trolling, so you're going to get the fucking work. Okay. Okay, let's take a look at this. A hate crime arrest of suspect and stabbing of 6-year-old Palestinian. Please tell me this is recent. October 16. Hate crime. Oh yeah, this just happened. This is so sad. A 6-year-old Palestinian boy was killed by their landlord. All right, be safe out here, y'all. This is just absolutely nuts. Show love to everybody around you. All right. We made it out we made it out of there. We made it out of the Middle East, came here. People out here still showing hate. That's nuts. Okay, the death toll for Americans in the region stands at 30. Okay, let's look at the death toll here. This is what I'm looking for. The Israel and Hamas war may be coming home, but it still logged devastating numbers. The dead, 1,400 with 3,500 wounded in Israel. 2,700 dead and 9,700 injured in Gaza. Jesus. So this is how every single conflict starts and ends, in case you guys don't know. This has been happening for decades. Hamas or one of these groups will attack Israel. Israel will then retaliate in an aggressive, and they will over-retaliate. And then the news starts to come out about the death toll in Gaza and the West Bank. And then the whole narrative publicly changes. That's what's happening now. Everyone was siding with Israel because it was a horrific attack. Everything is going good. Then there was the invasion of Gaza, and then there's the indiscriminate killing of civilians. Now you look at, okay, 1,400 dead on the Israeli side is horrible. It's horrendous. But then in just a few short days, they've already killed 2,700 Palestinians. So now you're looking at this as, okay, there will be a narrative shift coming very, very soon. Would you guys agree? And you guys can see this. You can see it in the media. You can see it in comment sections where it was 100%, one-sided. And then it was like, wait, whoa. Let's take a step back and let's, reassess what's happening here. Thank you so much for building myself. Thanks, Naveen. It's all love, brother. I want the best for you, and I want you to be the best you. So take this, crush it, and I want you to win. I've been saying that. Everyone's quick to generalize and mesh everything together. Yep. Olivier, I'm telling you, man, people are just the concept of nuance is lost. Can you look at Bitcoin? We just did. I have really nothing much to say about Bitcoin. Besides, we just have to wait to see if that's real news or not. I'm actually bearish on gold. Like, I know I want to buy this thing on like a scalp perspective because we have this range, but this rejection of the 786, this thing could really just continue to drop, like just straight through. A short position, I wouldn't even take a short. Actually, I might. 786, hell no. I don't know. Gold is not my thing. Stick to what you know, people. Everyone's going to try to be the smart ass and be like, well, I'm not the best trader unless I can trade every pair. I'm not the best trader unless I can find a trade all the time. Okay, have fun. And in 3 years, while you are still struggling, I will be swimming in my pool made of money, laughing. Ha! Ha! That guy didn't stick to one pair. Ha! I'll just order caviar to my pool made of money. Like, no. If you guys ever see me doing dumb shit like that, I've lost the plot. Y'all will never catch me on YouTube. There's like all this dumb shit you see in society today. Y'all will never catch me videotaping myself, giving money to the homeless, fucking, just any of that dumbass shit. Y'all see me dancing on TikTok, just pack it up. It's time to go. Stop supporting me. Time to fucking pack it up. Hit the unsubscribe button. Time for you guys to go find somebody more qualified. Okay, at least 700 kids died in Gaza. 47 families have been removed from the registry, completely wiped off. Guys, I can't even begin to explain how bad this conflict can get, and I'm very glad that the world is watching. Okay? You got to make the right decisions with the world watching. Israel was like, we don't need your help from the West. We don't need this. We don't need that. And they're trying to cite precedent. And everyone's telling them like, hey, be careful with how you do this. And they're like, we don't need to be careful. I want to remind the Israeli government, I'm not sure they're going to listen to this, but you are not at liberty to tell the rest of the world what to do. You're at liberty to tell Palestinians what to do because you have that level of, let's say, the advantage. But if you're going to tell the West how to run global war agreements and how to have how do I say this? How to not break any UN charters and be like, yeah, well, we can do whatever we want. We don't need your help. We're going to abide by UN law, but we're going to go kill children. But I hope you understand that you will have to face the ramifications of all your actions. This is the first time in history where social media is this prevalent. The only reason that Lebanon got saved last time is because Anthony Bourdain, RIP, was in Lebanon at the time shooting one of his shows, right? That show on the Travel Channel. He was in Lebanon when the bomb started dropping. That's the only reason why the world found out. Now there's social media. There's a spotlight on the situation. Any war crimes that get committed will be held to account after this conflict is done. Cooler heads will prevail this time. And so I hope that everyone understands this is not one of those, we're going to do whatever we want and everybody else is going to watch it happen kind of scenarios. If they do choose to go down that route, I believe it will be the end of the concept of Arab neutrality, where all the Arab nations are no longer actively trying to remove Israel. And the end of Arab neutrality would open the gates for Jordan, Egypt, and all of their angry citizens to flood into Israel and to support their Palestinian brothers. This is how bad this can get. So cooler heads have to prevail. Roya's on one today. I don't know what that means. I'm going to take that as a compliment. Okay. And if it wasn't a compliment, you better speak up, buddy. Fucking stop mumbling. Water supplied by Israel to southern portions of Gaza opened. October 7th attack. The U.S. Embassy, meanwhile, said U.S. nationals valid travel documents. Okay. U.S. nationals with valid travel documents can leave Israel from the northern part of Haifa on Monday. All right. So I live in a predominantly Jewish area down here in Hollandale Beach, Florida, and I have seen increased security. All the synagogues and everything had security outside. Police is always on go. There does seem to be a heightened level of security, especially with Hamas claiming that that day of reckoning, which was supposed to be Friday, that day of solidarity or day of jihad that they had ordered last week. So we're looking for the death toll and looking to see what changes there may or may not have been. Okay, let's look at some numbers here. I don't really see any updates. We kind of just have to wait. America's stance has been in the middle. We did put up 3 warships, massive warships off the coast, which is to tell everybody in that region, from Iran to Jordan to Egypt, like, look, stay out of this one. If y'all want to get involved and turn this into a thing, do not let this spill over. Because you're going to, like, we are on the coast with these massive warships. Everybody's shaking in their boots. So I think America's doing the right thing, surprisingly enough. The threat of American intervention has always been a deterrent. Like, you want us to do your country like we did Iraq? That's a pretty scary proposition for any country. Now, as an American, I don't want us to be in there with one fucking boot on the ground. Besides to evacuate Americans, get the fuck out of there. Otherwise, we're going to destabilize that region just like we did the rest of the Middle East. However, as a deterrent, which is like, hey, we'll come in here and we'll turn you into a Gaddafi real quick, right? Right? So I think the deterring factor is the most important part of the U.S. presence in the region. And everybody wins when children are not dying. Everybody wins when the cartels are scared to fight. Everyone wins. So I don't give a fuck if you agree with foreign policy or not, or you think America's a bully. Good. Sometimes the bully's got to step in and stop the fighting. It's just the way it's got to be. You look at both people who are beating each other up and bullying and terrorizing. You look them both dead in the eyes and say, one of you move another finger. Just do it. Just do it. You guys want to act big and act tough and make all this noise? Move one fucking finger and I'll flip this whole shit. That's a pretty big deterring factor. Can America handle Lebanon? What does that mean? Handle Lebanon. I hope that we don't have to handle Lebanon at all. I love Lebanon to death. That is my home country. And I hope that Lebanon denounces Hezbollah very clearly so that everyone understands the clear distinction between Hezbollah and Lebanon. The state of Lebanon is an independent country. It's sectarian, meaning that there's 4 or 5 religions that make up the government. So it's not theocratic. There's a Muslim, you have a Muslim Secretary of State. You have a Maronite, which is a Lebanese Catholic president. You have a Orthodox Christian prime minister. And the sectarian government allows representation across all religious faiths in that region. Hezbollah was a terrorist organization created as a defense mechanism to the Israeli and Palestinian invasions that have happened in the past. They're kind of a security force that stops any invasions into Lebanon. Now, the sad part about that is that they abuse their power and they've basically bought themselves a seat at the table in the government, okay, through force, because the Lebanese government is not as equipped as Hezbollah. Same with Hamas. The Palestinian forces are nowhere near as equipped and nowhere near as organized as the Hezbollah forces, because Hezbollah is backed by Iran and other massive, massive regimes. So that's kind of like a back history on how that works. If Lebanon denounces Hezbollah, hopefully we can keep that whole issue separate. I hope that makes sense. All right, doesn't look like NASDAQ is going to come down until later in the session. Again, I just want to see a break of this high, and then I want to see a retracement. All right, Bryce, very clearly, bro, we're not going to have our call at 11:15. I'm going to be waiting for this for a little bit, so let's shoot for 11:30 or 11:45. Yeah, we're doing good today. I appreciate you guys. Everyone's attention is high today. Throw a like in the YouTube if you guys can. But I know we're going through history. History is usually not that sexy, but you guys are keeping up with this pretty well. And so pride yourself on that. Have you seen that the market in 1987 is very similar at this year's market? Since yields are bullish and the market is bullish, some are calling for a big drop this month. Oscar, I don't like to look that far back when it comes to historical perspective in the stock markets, especially NASDAQ. When you look at the top 10 names in NASDAQ, the majority of them didn't come up until the last 2 decades. Okay, you look at Apple, Amazon, Facebook, they didn't have their rise until the last 2 decades. So I segment the market in my mind from historically from 2008 to now. Quantitative easing introduced more money into the markets than has ever existed in history before that. Quantitative tightening or quantitative easing 2 and 3 outshadowed the quantitative easing 1. And then this most recent facility of quantitative easing where we printed money in 2020 as a result of the COVID pandemic, we printed more money than the last 3 facilities combined. So the majority of 33% of all the money all the dollars in circulation in the world today were printed in the last 3 years. That has completely changed the way that markets work, the way the markets respond, the way that sentiment works. Everyone expects liquidity to be the number one driver of markets. The reason markets are jumping is because we're going to head into a recession next year. Guaranteed. Jerome Powell has been saying it. It's not a surprise. But then markets are reflexive. They know that if interest rates went up super fast, that the next crash that happens, they're going to have to come down super fast. Okay, everyone thinks that they're not, it's going to stable out. They will not stable out. They have to cut them rapidly, and then they will introduce money printing because the cutting them rapidly won't work. So the expectation that the Fed is going to print money and then the Fed is going to lower interest rates and begin another QE facility upon the next downturn has markets buying. Okay, so institutional traders, institutional investors, market participants on a high level, they're buying in anticipation of a 6-month forward-looking assumption that the Fed will print. He says, means you lit, bro. Yes. Okay, I'm telling you, half a backwood and half a bang energy. Come on. Coastal PND said, I registered for bootcamp too. Good for you, Coastal PND. Who here has registered for the NASDAQ bootcamp? Let me know in the comment section. Who's already registered for the NASDAQ bootcamp? If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm teaching my strategy live, November 5th through the 8th, step by step, how I look at markets, how I find incredible trades, such as this buy, this sell, these buys here, and the current buy that I'm waiting for here at 14.913. If you guys want to learn a proven strategy that's tested, and if you guys don't believe me, this is stream number 119, meaning you can assume that I've done this about 119 times. We've already been streaming for about an hour. You can assume there's about 119 hours of content showing you the strategy and showing you whether it works or not. So I highly recommend that you don't take my word for it, but you go and verify this for yourself with 119 fucking hours of proof, right? Or you guys can go watch screenshots of fucking demo traders on YouTube or on Instagram. Just fucking, I'm gonna stop cursing. When the bootcamp is November 5th through the 8th, you guys can head over to ChartAddictsFX.com, look for the tab that says live classes, head down here to the description, hit secure my seat. A lot of people assume it's going to be way more expensive than it actually is. It's only $350 to learn this strategy. All right. So if you have a funded account, if you make just 4% on your account, if you make, what is it? 1%. If you make just 1% on your account, it's $1,000, correct? So all you have to do is use this strategy to make 1% on your account, and it will pay for itself 3 times over. If you have a 50K account, all you got to do is make, let's say 1% is $500. So all you got to do is make 1% on the 50K account, and you'll make your money back. This thing pays for itself over and over and over. Now you're going to be asking yourself, wait a second, Roy, why would it be so cheap if the strategy works? Because most of y'all are going to watch the videos, not have the discipline to actually stick to the rules, and you're going to find some way to fuck it up. The information is important, but I wouldn't be giving it away on a stream if it was the end all be all. You have to put in some work, and most of you won't make that choice. Or will you? Olivier says, I did boot camp 1. I'm trying to get on a one-on-one consultation with you. Let's set that up ASAP. Bro, email us at info@chartaddictsfx.com. Is there still an opportunity to join a boot camp? Yes. Head over to the website, click live classes, and that's all the info that you need. Walter, good to see you, brother. I know. Those of you that did boot camp 1, what do you think? Give me a scale of 1 to 10. Let's get some feedback for people. Don't listen to me, right? Obviously, I'm fucking biased. I built this shit. But somebody who is unbiased, who has nothing to gain, in the chats, just let us know what your thoughts were of the first boot camp. Is it worth it? Do you recommend other people put their money on it? Let me know what you think. All right. Let's keep going with the program here. See, those are the majority of the updates that I've seen on the Israel conflict. Maybe we'll look at a few other key points here. Putin and Assad urge to end the violence in Gaza. Unlikely duo. Israel's Prime Minister Netanyahu's office denied reports of humanitarian corridor would allow the passage of foreign nationals out of Gaza Strip. Some 600 American passport holders, as well as unconfirmed number of other foreign nationals, are stuck in the blockade enclave as it endures fierce Israeli bombardment. This is where I support U.S. troops on the ground. Get in there and get our fucking Americans out. All right? Get the Americans out. They did it in Lebanon. They had massive warships on the coast near Cyprus, and they were evacuating only U.S. citizens. U.S. President Joe Biden said, big mistakes. If you guys haven't seen the 60 Minutes interview, and this is what I hate about the news, is they always make it seem like Biden is on the verge of just like keening over. Like he can't even speak a one word or one sentence, and the guy's a complete drool fest. I listened to that 60 Minutes interview. Now, the guy's clearly fucking lost it. He's talking about different countries that aren't even part of the conflict and shit. I mean, clearly cognitive decline. But the fact that he was coherent enough to make, he made sense for the first 2-3 minutes. I was like, what the fuck is this? I was like, is this the same Joe Biden that we've been? Is this a body double? So if you guys haven't seen that 60 Minutes interview, it'll give you a pretty good take on his perspective on the conflict. And surprising enough, it is very Palestinian centric. He said, obviously, he's denouncing all of the horrific things that have happened to the Israelis on that, in the past few days. But he's also urging the Israeli government to look out for the Palestinian citizens and to make sure that America is staying out of it. Not going to lie. I mean, obviously, nobody heard about it because he doesn't have the charisma to portray his opinion in a way that can garner attention. But we're getting somewhere. Olivier says, I sent an email on Thursday and got left on red. T, if you're on this call, brother. T, if you're on this call. Actually, Jacob's on here. Jacob, I need you to tap T and just be like, what's going on here, brother? What do you say about the recent CPI? Let's get on that. By the way, Sky Blue, CPI is still running decent. As long as we're below that 4% number, and as long as we're not trending higher consistently over month, we're doing all right. The biggest issue is all the stuff that people really spend money on is still expensive. They're just being very selective about what they're putting in the index, which is what makes it seem artificially low. All of us know that shit's getting more expensive. Not a single person on this call is in an acknowledgement that things are getting cheaper. Okay. And if things are getting cheaper near you, let me know. Eggs are still expensive. Everything's expensive. Sandra says, I was in boot camp 1 and it was awesome. Sandra, great to have you on. And first off, Sandra, why aren't you in the Zoom call? And also, Sandra, me and you need to schedule our next call, which I'm pretty sure I sent you an email yesterday. Can we look for bullishness in the market? You mean for stocks? The answer is yes, of course. Bootcamp was fire. All that knowledge for the price is mind-blowing. Olivia, I appreciate you for the honesty. Y'all, I'm being for real. People who pay thousands of dollars to have somebody teach them a strategy that they cannot use. Entry techniques that don't work. No focus on risk management techniques. Everything is just, okay, technicals and mindset. Well, okay, like technicals are important. The strategy is important. But what about the entry? What about execution? What about risk management and scaling. Like, what about the walking away with profits? Because that's what really makes or breaks a good trader. Everybody here is going to make money at some point this week. Who's going to give it back and who's going to keep it? It's that simple. So if you want to learn a strategy, you got to learn it completely from start to finish. And that's what I aim to do in that bootcamp, November 5th to the 8th. Who took the shorts here at the 886? Personally, I'm not going to take the shorts just yet because I want to trade with the trend. But if you did take the shorts, it would look like this. Again, I'm not personally in these shorts because I want to trade along with the direction of the trend, but it'd be 10 to 15 points above the high. TP1 is the 61. So this is a good 1-to-1 opportunity. TP2 is the 38, which is a 2-to-1 opportunity. And TP3 is the previous low, which is a 3.6-to-1 opportunity. Let's raise the stops just a little bit. It'd be about 3-to-1 if it makes it all the way down. Okay, but you'll have a 1-to-1, a 2-to-1, and a 3-to-1 option, depending on where you take your partials. Personally, I'm going to wait for the longs. I'm in them, part of my trading plan. In my time frame to trade, I have the exact setup already. Beautiful. All right. Personally, if you guys went through the boot camp, then you know my top 10 rules. And all of those rules are there for a reason. And you'll learn that eventually. So tell me which rule applies to what I'm talking about here. Why I'm not taking the shorts and I'm choosing to go for the longs. Which rule, if you guys were on the boot camp? Dwayne says, I learned a lot from you. Shit was crazy. Appreciate it. Dwayne, great to have you on, bro. Sandra says, sir, I'll be scheduling it this week. Perfect. You guys hear it. You guys hear it from everyone. You just head over to the website. Matter of fact, I'll just put this in the description on YouTube. The trade with the trend. Oh, we got Janae in the house. Exactly, Janae. Love to see it. Accurate. Just too accurate. Just watch this, guys. Just watch this. Just watch and learn. All right. Just take notes. James says trend is your friend. Roman says trade with the trend. Exactly. Now, Roman, everyone has a trading plan. If it's in your plan, it doesn't matter what I say, man on an island, take the trade according to your strategy and keep it rolling. All right. We've done that. So let's talk about the CPI report. Oh, let's look at the consumer. There's a sticky price index. Sticky inflation is stuff that like sticks around. So your barber, once he raises the price, not coming back down. The price of produce, that fluctuates. So that's not sticky inflation. The price of oil fluctuates. But when a service provider raises their prices and they keep them there, yeah, that's sticky inflation. Okay, let's look at a 5-year max. Even that's not even accurate. Let's look at the median CPI. Whoa, median CPI seems to have pumped up. We had a low here in July of 2023. Okay. Let's go to the BLS website, the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Okay, here we go. So the index for food at home increased by 0.1% over the month. The food index rose 0.2%. So meat, fish, chicken, eggs, still up. Pork, still up. Dairy-related products, up. The index for cereals and bakery products really decreased in September. Good. Less fucking diabetes for this country. The first decline that in that index since June 2021. Yeah, because people are waking up to the fact that they don't want to put fucking cancer in their body. If you guys are feeding your kids General Mills cereals, you're complicit in the destruction of the youth. All right. Fucking why is fucking table salt and sugar the biggest enemies of Americans? Like, okay, so it starts with the parents. If you getting this kid hyped up on General Mills cereals, giving that kid early chances of diabetes, that's fucked up. Okay, food at home rose 2.4%. Jeez. So food, one of the biggest expenses at home, obviously still up. Energy rose. Gas prices rose 0.6% in September. And this is all items minus food and energy. So you guys know, like, this is called core CPI. Core CPI is everything except for food and energy. But when you exclude food and energy, those are the highest expenses besides housing for a household. Yeah. Medical care index is up. So medical care is up. Shelter index. Among other indices that rose, motor vehicle insurance went up. We all know that. I'm finding that out the hard way. Recreation, personal care, new vehicles, and household furnishings also increased. Lord have mercy. Cars and trucks. Oh, used cars fell by 2.5%. Okay. So everybody who's been waiting to get a used car, this is a good sign. Yeah, used car prices coming down just a bit. So core index was up 4.1%. Consumer price, all urban expenses. Yeah, the way I'm reading this is everything is up. And I'm going to look at the month over month change just to make sure that this is a consistent change. You can see that food, like the food index specifically, has consistently just been going up. Like every month we have a 0.2% increase from the month before. Energy prices, they can mess with by lowering the price of oil. So that's kind of inaccurate. Food away from home, so eating out, that seems to have gone up the most on a seasonally adjusted or on a adjusted basis. Transportation services are up. Shelter is up the most. Utilities. So gas service has gone down dramatically. I wonder why that is. Who can give me some data on this? Why is utility and gas service down this dramatically? Used cars and trucks is down. That's good. Medical care has gone up. Services. So it seems like service inflation is the one that's really leading the game here. Compared to all goods prices have consistently gone up, as we've seen in the different sectors of the economy. But it seems like the services economy, they're the ones charging the most. I mean, this is restaurants. This is valet. This is, lawn care services, any type of service. Any books you recommend for indices traders who want to improve fundamentals? Yeah, click the link that is in the description of this YouTube to get on the boot camp that I have teaching my entire strategy from start to finish. And in the first section of that course, I go through in detail how to look at the fundamentals, the most important data events, the most important news releases, data points to watch, and what really makes NASDAQ move. So I highly recommend saving yourself the year of trying to read all the books that I'm going to recommend, because there are no books. There's a few books, but after that, they give you a framework, because NASDAQ changes all the time. So the framework is, now you're going to have to go do a shit ton of research to then apply the framework. How about you just literally have someone do it for you, organize all the information in an easy to understand way, give it to you in 3 days instead of 3 months, and then you can go ahead, you can hit the ground running, as opposed to wasting the time acquiring all the knowledge. The application takes work. You have to do work. So why waste time on the education? Why not just try to get there as soon as you can? Sky Blue says, or buy the fundamentals course. You can do that for sure. But if you want to trade indices specifically, I highly recommend, well, actually, either one will get you, right? Either one will get you. But personally, I would say the boot camp is straight to the point. Janae says it's worth it. Where can I see that detailed CPI info? You can go to the Bureau of Labor Statistics website, so the bls.gov, and then you can look up, they make it pretty easy. They have these things up here. So the latest numbers. So you can see unemployment, payroll, all this stuff. You can just click on Consumer Price Index. You can do the summary. Okay, so at the this is how these things are outlined or structured. You have an introduction at the beginning that'll essentially tell you all the info you need. Then you have the table, which is going to verify it with the numbers so you can check for yourself. And then it'll have a detailed description of the different sectors and which had the most amount of impact. Here's the funny part. They got a new prototype. Oh my God. So the technical note here, this is pretty funny. This is them saying, yeah, the CPI is not that accurate. The way that we measure this stuff is kind of fugazi. Here's the reason why it's fugazi. Here's the reasons why we probably can't measure certain stuff. Here's the things that are potentially impacting CPI. The majority of this is why they couldn't figure out what the real CPI number was. If you want a very accurate measure of inflation, or if you want an accurate measure of how the Fed is going to respond to inflation, look at PCE. Look at PCE instead of the CPI. I believe that that's the measure that the Fed is currently using. Okay, this is going to be a second half of the day type trade, people. So we're going to have to come back after this consolidation. You guys know me, 11:20. We're going to have that consolidation, or we might just pump and freeze. And then later in the session, we'll have that release. I've read a lot of books. It didn't compare to the knowledge he gives. Yeah, I would hope it's because I made it a lot simpler, number one, but also mostly because it's 3 days. Like, to take all the stuff I've learned over years and years and years and to put it in 3 days is kind of remarkable. And it will save you tons of time. Okay, so set your alerts at TP1. Just above. Put another one at TP2. This is my formula for when I'm about to walk away from the charts. So if I was already in the short position, then I would have my alert here at the 61, an alert here just above the 38. And then my alert is right down here at TP, right before my entry. So I'm going to get notified as it gets to this level. Now, it could just go like this. So I'll get notified again if it comes to this level. But then it could go like this. And then I'll get notified if it makes it here. I'm going to keep checking my phone. I don't need to keep opening up the app, because the more you open the app, you have to make a decision. Stopping yourself from trading or not taking a trade does take mental energy. You are expending your decision-making muscle. So if you want to avoid that, avoid opening the chart as much as possible. Once you've outlined the trade, once you've identified the ideal entries that you're looking for, the next best thing to do is to set your alerts and to walk away and go back to work. $125 good cash brown lion tigers. What? All right. Is there a paper trading feature? Is there a paper trading feature on NAS? Or not on NAS, on TradingView? Damn, I'm trying to paper trade this. What the fuck is this? Alejandro Prieto says, yes, there's a paper trading feature. Walter says, in every box is an 886. Walter, joy. All right, joy in my heart. That's what I feel. Click trading panel and then paper trading. All right, my boy is giving me some real steps here. Okay, let me see if I can get this done. So trading panel. Am I bugging? Okay. Oh, paper trading. Yo, this is crazy. Now I know how. Yeah, some of these guys really demo trading out here. This looks very familiar. This looks like something I've seen on Twitter. Interesting. But this is good though. If you don't want to trade that day, but you're watching the charts or you're in the learning stage, there's no reason not to paper trade. It's better for you to lose in a simulated environment because it's going to hurt every time, even if it's fake money. You're going to be like, ooh, I was wrong. Ooh, I was wrong. And eventually you'll learn, okay, maybe I want to wait for certain breaks. Maybe I want to wait for certain things before that, before I take that sort of trade. So now how do I take a trade is the question. Oh, damn it. There it is. Units. Let me see how many units I can do. Do 1,000 units. Ah, it's already too far. Fuck. You guys know we always talk about this where you guys look at the R&R, which is 3-1. If you enter late, look at the R&R, 2.5 to 1. 0.5% just wiped off the table because of a late entry. All good though. This is for the sake of the simulation. It push back up just slight. Give me like 15 fucking orders. Okay. All right, cool. Kill. Guys, this is all simulated. This is all demo. This is demo. If you guys are watching, this is demo. I don't want anybody thinking that I'm out here trying to pass this off as live trading. This is not live. I am paper trading this. All right. I can already see it. Everyone's like, oh, this fake money is fake. I'm doing this to simulate the strategy because I'm waiting for the buy to enter a live position on my account, but also might as well provide some value and show you how these things tick and move on, in real time. Why not? Right? Why not? Roy, when are the tickets for FX Summit 2024 coming out? David Sanchez. You'll be happy to know, my friend, that the tickets are already available. You can pre-order early bird tickets for 50% off. The reason we don't talk about it is I ain't really trying, like, it's half off the tickets. All right, we're not really talking about it, but it's available. You guys are on the stream. You just found out the cat's out of the bag. The cat's out of the bag. All right. The cat's out of the bag. Tickets are available. FXSummit2024.com. When is the summit, Roy? Where is it? It's going to be in Dubai, November 2024. Highly recommend securing your tickets early because you're going to want to come to the event and you're going to have wished that you got it for the low. All right. Side note. Also a reminder for everybody, if you're watching this, oh, the PNL is jumping. Yeah. Even though we are only in profit like 10 points. Where even is the entry? 80? Okay, like we're up 20 points. If you did take the live, if you took the trade live, let me know your entries. And I might as well delete these alerts. Actually, I'm going to keep the alerts just so we can get a little saucy here with the prices. 15,198. Yep. Can you close partials on the simulator, bro? The guy. Oh, I can move my stops to break even? Oh, that's clutch. What am I going to do with this? You can do protect position. That's crazy. This is actually really fucking clean. They won't let you take partials, right? Probably not. Max said 187 on MT5. Linda says 15,202. Sheesh. Great work, y'all. Yes, you can take partials. Click on the X to close the order. And it asks you want to close completely or partials. Alejandro, bro, you're a fucking godsend. Yo, everybody say thank you, Alejandro. Give a shout out to Alejandro in the group chat, in the comment section. If you guys are on this. My boy helping everybody out. That's Alejandro. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you. So I'm going to hit close position here. Partial close. There we go. Okay. I'm not going to close partials just yet, but I did want to have that option available. So the take profit one is going to be at the 618. So that's 15,120. So we're about 50 points away. 50 more points, I'll close partials, and I'll show you guys how that would look in real time. I entered real early, low leverage to let it play and do its thing. I'm on the move, busting laps with my laptop on the passenger. I'm selling at 15,148. I entered like an hour ago. What I would have done if I was you is entered a better position once it retraced. And then as soon as it comes down to your original entry, like 148, you can close that one and break even. Assuming that you haven't gone the full leverage, you know. Like if you still have some ammo on the sidelines, you haven't risked the full 1% that you're supposed to risk, you can enter another position when it's at a much better price and close that early trade as soon as you can. I don't even like having CNBC News on my fucking tabs. Makes me feel like I'm doing something wrong. Big Anthony Blinken. I forgot who the Egyptian president was for a second. It's like every year they got a different one. Appointment of Ambassador David Satterfield to help coordinate the U.S. aid efforts. Okay, well, at least, okay. At least we have our Secretary of State, Big Tony Blinken, out there speaking with the presidents of Egypt. Now, I do need to see that Tony Blinken is reaching out to Jordan. Jordan's another, neighboring country that may potentially lead to some issues down the road. So ideally, he gets in contact with both of them. He hasn't been too successful. Let's be honest, big Anthony, but rooting for him. Definitely rooting for him. Don't forget my upgrade for Dubai early bird ticket, though. I got to send you the reminder email. Walter, do not forget the reminder, brother. If somebody on the team is reading this, let's make sure we note that down. I'm just going to remind you at Bootcamp 2. Now send us a personalized email, Walter. Bootcamp 2 is a little bit of ways away. We got about 15 days left, but there's only 5 days left to register, side note, for the NAS 100 live master class happening November 5th through the 8th. Walter, I'll see you there, and anybody else. If you missed out on the first one because seats were full, this is your chance. Don't miss out again. We will not be doing another bootcamp until mid-December. Okay, so this is going to be your last shot to learn this strategy and make the most out of this year. If you guys want to keep putting things off and wait till next year, that's your prerogative. There's 76 days left in 2023. Make it count. All right. 80 days is enough time for anybody to change their lives. 11:26. Yeah, we got to give this thing another 20 minutes. Thus is the life of a trader. We got this consolidation. Just hit the top of the consolidation for sells. Oh, I love this game. TP1 is the bottom. Oh my God. It doesn't even get easier. That doesn't. How can it get easier than this? Body to wick. Oh my God. But my TP is way too close, or my SL is way too close. 20, 30 points above the highs. What am I doing? That's about 80 points. Did I move that? What the hell happened? So I'm risking $81,000 on this trade. Now, clearly, I over leveraged. What did I do? Oh, I put 1,000 lots. Okay. Whoa. Whoa. Risking 90K. I feel like Q Banks right now. We'll add a take profit here. So take profit 1, that's about 60K. This is not even a 1-to-1. TP2 is 120K. Now we're getting there. And then TP3 would be 225K. Go ahead and set a hard TP. Cool. 90,000? What the I can get used to this. I got in at 15,186. All right, let's take a look at. Oh, whoa. I make sure I don't lose my markups. Okay. That's what I got for the gold updates. Price pushing up. We're here at the 61, made a rejection. We're most likely going to violate that 61. Go to 1927.4. And then push and move back down. Okay, so waiting on this. So again, we're either going to be buying at the low of the range at 1910, maybe a little bit lower, 1904, or the 78.6 up here, which is 1927.4. US 30 still pumping. And this is what you don't really want to see. You don't really want to see price closing above your 88.6. So let's check where that 88.6 is right now. Okay, we're still below. We're doing all right. We are doing A-OK. And this is where the patience comes in. Okay, put that to the side. We got BLS right here. No other surveys. Now, that should be pretty straightforward. Those are most of what I see for today. All right, so keep an eye on these trades. I know some of you guys already entered. This is going to take probably another 20, 30 minutes. The reason we put our stops above the previous high is because the market can mess around before it drops. And so if you're not expecting this and you're over leveraging or you're entering too early or whatever it might be that's causing you to feel uncomfortable, you have to start off expecting these things. All right, now the days where the market just moves, okay, perfect. But you have to expect some kind of accumulation here. Fair enough? So those are the prices. Hopefully you guys got those levels. I'm actually going to keep this simulated trade open so I can show you guys what the deal is and keep everybody posted as it happens. ChartAddicts members, when I take the live trade, obviously I'll show you my MT4 and I'll be taking the trade live with all of you. All right. If this is your first stream, welcome. If this is not your first stream, you're coming back, welcome back. Please make sure to hit the like button. It takes 2 seconds before your way out if you guys learned something. If not, I'll catch you on the next stream. Hopefully we can try again and you'll give me another shot. Tell a friend. ChartAddicts NASDAQ Bootcamp 5th through the 8th of November. Make sure you guys head over to chartaddictsfx.com, live classes to register for this live class where I teach my strategy from start to finish. And of course, last but not least, I will be in Dubai. In 4 days. And if you guys are looking to get early bird tickets to the FX Summit 2024 conference to get in half price before the crowds find out, fxsummit2024.com. I'll see you there. Happy and safe trading. Take it easy. Peace. And that, CA members, is how you do a